Forget horoscopes and rabbit's feet. Today's lucky charms are algorithms. From TikTok's For You page to stock-picking bots, we sometimes give almost supernatural powers to lines of code. It sounds pretty wild, right? But think about it. Humanity has always looked for benevolent forces to help guide its destiny. Are these advanced AI systems just the newest version of our ancient need for a digital totem? It's a strange new world. Imagine this. A trader checks their portfolio, and somehow, the AI they're using seems to have perfectly predicted the next big market move. Or someone posts a video on TikTok, and the For You page just magically pushes it to thousands of people overnight. It feels uncanny, even lucky. But what's really going on behind the scenes? Algorithms are nothing more than deterministic systems. They are lines of code processing massive amounts of data to find patterns and make predictions. They're logical, not magical. Yet, we often perceive them with this mystical, almost sentient quality. It's like we're back with our ancient ancestors, who had totems they believed brought them luck and guidance. We're doing the same thing, but with these invisible digital forces. We forget that they are human-designed, predictable systems. This paradox, trusting an opaque system as if it were a benevolent force, at the very heart of our modern digital devotion. It's a fascinating and slightly weird relationship we're building with technology. To really get why we do this, we need to look back at history. Across pretty much every culture, humans have always looked for guidance from external forces. We used totems, omens, lucky charms, and rituals as anchors in a chaotic and unpredictable world. They gave us a sense of comfort and a feeling of control when outcomes felt totally random. Psychologists have a term for this: external locus of control. It's our tendency to attribute our successes or failures to outside forces rather than our own actions. So, when we see an algorithm seemingly favor someone's social media post, or recommend the perfect product we didn't even know we wanted, or even help us pick winning stocks, our brains are basically replaying that same ancient logic. We're hardwired to look for a guiding hand, something bigger than ourselves, to make sense of the world. And our own minds help this illusion along. Cognitive biases like confirmation bias and illusory correlation make this perception even stronger. If an algorithm occasionally gets something spectacularly right, we remember that moment vividly. It sticks in our minds, and we forget all the times it was wrong or just mediocre. This reinforces our belief that the system is lucky or smart or somehow benevolent. It's a powerful psychological loop that's been with us for millennia. Now, just updated for the digital age. Modern AI adds another really complex layer of illusion to all of this. Many of the most advanced models, like the ones powering our feeds or generating art, are what we call black boxes. Even the engineers who built them don't always fully understand how they arrive at a specific decision. We see the input, we see the output, but the process in the middle is a mystery. This opacity makes them feel almost magical. Personalized feeds and predictive algorithms just amplify this effect. When your social media feed delivers exactly the video you didn't know you wanted to see. Or a music app suggests a song that perfectly matches your mood. It creates this powerful impression of foresight. It feels like the algorithm knows you. So these systems don't just curate content for us, they actively reinforce our belief in their luck or their intelligence. From the recommendation engines that tell us what to watch next, to the investment bots that are supposedly making smart financial moves for us. This predictive power can feel genuinely uncanny. It starts to blur the line between simple computation and something that feels a lot more like intuition or even destiny. But there's a cost to this blind trust, a dark side to our digital devotion. When we start attributing luck or benevolence to algorithms, we make ourselves vulnerable to manipulation. Companies can, and do, exploit these psychological biases to influence our behavior, pushing us towards certain purchases or keeping us glued to our screens for longer. There's also the risk that over-reliance on these algorithms can erode our own analytical skills. When we just defer our judgment to a lucky system, we stop flexing our own critical thinking muscles. We weaken our independence and our ability to make decisions for ourselves. Ethically, this whole thing raises huge questions about responsibility. If society increasingly treats AI as if it's infallible, who's there to safeguard us from unintended consequences or systemic biases baked into the code? The more we personify these systems, the more we treat them like living entities, the more power we inadvertently give away. It's a slippery slope, and we need to be careful about how far we slide. So, what can we do about it? How do we navigate this new landscape without getting lost? First, and most importantly, algorithmic literacy is key. You don't need to be a coder, but understanding how AI works, even at a basic level, helps to demystify the luck and brings a sense of control back to us, the users. Second, we need to cultivate a healthy skepticism. It's fine to appreciate the utility of these systems. They can be incredibly helpful. But we shouldn't treat them as all-knowing guides or digital deities. Question the predictions, analyze the outcomes for yourself, and always maintain your own personal responsibility for your decisions. Finally, it helps to be aware of your own cognitive predispositions. Recognizing how your own brain tends to interpret randomness, find patterns where there are none, and assign luck to things can prevent you from over-relying on these systems. It helps you preserve your agency and your sense of self in an increasingly algorithm-driven world. It's about being a mindful user of technology, not just a passive consumer. From ancient totems to modern algorithms, humans have always sought invisible forces to guide us. AI is just the latest, most sophisticated manifestation of this primal need. By understanding the psychology behind our trust, we can reclaim our control. We can learn to navigate the digital age not with blind faith, but with awareness, curiosity, and agency. The question isn't whether algorithms are lucky. The real question is whether we are conscious of the power we give them. Thanks for watching. If you found this interesting, consider subscribing for more.